Good evening. Thank you for watching Culture News tonight. Our broadcast is being held at the iconic Manuel Theatre in Valletta. I'll be speaking with Edward Caruana, Galizia. Thank you very much, Edward, for coming here to speak to us.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here with you.
I love coming here. What do you think about the theatre?
I absolutely love the theatre. Everyone I know loves this theatre because it is just the most beautiful interior. Everything about it is just great. And its history as well, which we should be so proud of as well.
And comparable to other theatres abroad, it's still unique.
It is very unique, and it's a very old theatre as well. It's rather remarkable that it's still in use. It's just magical. I think you can come here and you're just automatically transported for a show. You know, it's great.
I'm very glad to be speaking to you here. Tell me a bit about how you started in the theatre, perhaps a bit about your childhood, and what made you pursue the theatre?
Well, do you know what? I mean, when I was a child at junior school, I always knew that I enjoyed the drama lessons. That was always what I really liked to do. And whenever we had the Christmas show or the Easter show or Mother's Day thing or whatever, it was what I always looked forward to, always. I was actually at school, at junior school, with another fellow actor, Thomas Camilleri, so we knew each other from very young. And we were both always involved in anything that was performed at the school, oddly enough. But it never really occurred to me that it was something I could do. It was never really, it didn't really dawn on me that it was what I can do, you know, in my life. I just thought it was fun. And so whenever I went to watch a show, I was always annoyed that I wasn't on stage. You know, I'd sit there, I'd enjoy the show, of course you enjoy the show, but it was always frustrating that I wasn't there. Mm. And
there weren't so many opportunities then to pursue a career in the theatre.
No, not at all.
In Malta, especially.
At all, exactly. I mean, this is the early 90s, and it was all amateur. It was all something you did as a hobby, sort of thing. And then I remember I went to watch when I think I must have been about 10. I went to watch the production of Oliver Twist. And that was a big production with lots of kids in it, and I wasn't in it, and I was watching it, really enjoying it, and again, really irritated that I wasn't part of it. But that production really made a massive difference, I think, to Malta, because that was when I think a lot of people realized, from seeing the kids participating with such enthusiasm, said, wow, there's a real lot of interest and talent as well. In these kids, and that's when you started to see other little groups opening up. So there was Tony Bedzina's Masquerade, and Edward Mercia starting Stagecoach, and then Drama Troupe, and all these little after-school theatre schools. And I went to Stagecoach initially, and it was one of the first ones. In fact, it was at Lily of the Valley in Mostar, and I remember my first day like it was yesterday. And we all lined up, we all had our lessons, and I just absolutely loved it. It was great. Then I got really involved in theatre at school, in senior school, where I did this. It was for the Easter soiree that we do there at the senior school at St. Aloysius. I played the character called the Stupid Judge. And it was great. Everyone was laughing. I had such a wonderful time on stage. It was marvelous. And that's when I started to realize, okay, this might be something I actually want to do.
What do you think the impact of all these small drama schools in the 90s have on mainstream theatre today?
Well, look, if you look at my generation of actors, you can see they all come from one of them. And we're the first generation who had access to the European Union as adults. And so before us, other people had gone abroad, but there were not that many because it was so expensive. But as EU citizens, it was a lot cheaper. It was 1/3 the price. And a great many of us did go up there. And now we went there, we got trained professionally, spent some time there, and then a lot of us have returned with what we've what we've learned. And that has really upped the game of theatre in this country. And it all started from these drama schools, because without them, we would never have realized or even it would never have dawned on us.
Can you talk to me about any memorable performances of yours?
Definitely my very first time in a production that was open to the public, and this was FM Productions. It was Edward Mercia's company, which was a sort of a stagecoach thing. Tony Bezzina, Masquerade used to do a lot of shows with their kids, and Edward Mercia also. And I was in the first one, which was The Wiz. Now, Jo Caruana, who I don't know if you know, she's also an actress. She's great. She does comedy nights and so on. She was Dorothy. I was The Wiz, and we had this most amazing time, and it was done here. It was on this stage, and it's memorable, of course, because it was the first time, and I was terrified because the first time I'm coming up on stage, and I'm wearing this Elvis Presley outfit with 5.5-inch silver sequins platforms and this massive Johnny Bravo wig, and this painted face like a Kiss, basically, the rock stars. I was so scared, but I had a great time, and it was a wonderful show. I think that's one that's because it was my first one. In terms of other memorable ones, definitely when I did the play Mercury Fair, which is completely different. Now, this is a very dark play. Philip Ridley, who writes very, very surreal stuff. And that was when I played, actually, I guess we would say that the person was a trans woman. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the first time Malta ever had a trans woman character on stage. Again, I was wearing high heels. I had stilettos this time, which were again 5.5-inch on the heel. Very uncomfortable to wear. I don't know how women manage to do it. It really is a real, you have to master the technique.
And painful.
And painful, yes. Not just when you're wearing them, but when you take them off as well. I had to sort of walk around barefoot for a while until my feet sort of recuperated. That was great. That was it was a very disturbing show, but a wonderful character to play.
As a child, what sort of support did you get from your family? Do you come from an artistic or theatrical family?
Technically, no. It's a very, very academic, I suppose, background in terms of that. But my grandmother, my father's mother, was an avid pianist. She loved the piano. And I continued till about grade 4. I remember my lessons very well with my piano teacher, Miss Monica, who was wonderful, a very, very good piano teacher. It's weird because actually my generation of my family, from both my mother's side and my father's side, there seems to be quite a few artists. I've got one of my sisters is a filmmaker, another one's a dancer. Well, 2 of them are filmmakers, one of them's a dancer. I've got cousins who are painters and musicians and so on, and others who are actors, right across the board.
I'm looking forward to meeting you again soon and hearing more.
Yes, yes,
It's
definitely.
been a pleasure to have you today.
Pleasure all mine, trust me.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you for watching Culture News in English. I was speaking with Edward Caruana, Galizia. Our broadcast is being held at the iconic Manuel Theatre in Valletta. Should you have any comments or queries, please send them to the number that appears on the screen. I'm Leah Hogg for Net TV.